The world of Fermata is a dangerous one. Demons have flooded the world after an event called the Cataclysm, and they run amok throughout the lands, restricting most of humanity to cities for safety. Those who forgo that safety and seek adventure and purpose have an option to gain power, a means to protect others and to take steps towards reclaiming the world for humanity. By undergoing a sacred rite, anyone can be granted a divine mark, special tattoos that grant them access to certain spheres of magic, each with their own unique cost. Now, a mark is not chosen by those seeking it or even by the one giving it. It is chosen by the archons, the gods of humanity, and their will is absolute. Taking a mark means swearing your life and your soul to the cause. Any who undergo this will never be able to settle down with a family. They'll never retire. They can expect to serve until an inevitable and tragic end. But they choose to take on this duty and burden anyway, because it is the only chance that humanity has. Cities are the only true safe place in the lands of Fermata. Each one is walled off with guards patrolling around them, and the Eternal Choir provides mystical protection using sacred hymns that can be heard throughout the city 24/7. That safety comes with a price, though. Citizens live cramped, busy lives. Life in the city means either farm work in the immediate outskirts, laboring in the nearest mines and quarries, or factory work to produce tools, weapons, and equipment to maintain the fight against the demons. The cities are ruled by a Grand Council overseen by the Hierophant. The council consists of the matriarchs of the noble houses. By necessity, corruption is severely limited. Any internal threat to humanity's survival is snuffed out. Beyond the walls of the cities are temporary villages, and beyond them are the Shadowlands. Because demons are a constant threat, villages can only be erected as temporary measures. Most only last a few years at most before an evacuation is called for. When demons do attack, the priority is on saving people. Homes and equipment can be rebuilt. Each village has a purpose. Some are set up for mining, others for agriculture or for harvesting alchemical ingredients. Most of what gets produced gets shipped back to the cities, with enough left over to ensure the villages can continue for as long as they can. Past the walls and past the villages, you reach the Shadowlands, called such because they exist under a phenomenon called the Heaven Scar, a massive black tear in the sky that looks like a festering wound. The Shadowlands are a mess of displaced magical energies that warp nature, geography, and sometimes even the laws of physics. While many areas look mostly familiar, if a bit darker, you can always run into a patch that is a vast departure from the areas around it. You might be walking through a warm, forested region where the bark slithers like snakes, and break through the tree line to find yourself in an isolated field covered in deep snow that doesn't melt. Or you could travel to the front line and see rocks defying gravity, entire islands floating in the sky, suspended beneath the Heaven Scar. For all its phantasm and occasional beauty, the Shadowlands are a reminder that the Cataclysm has destroyed the natural order, and that destruction is just as much of an obstacle to reclaiming the past as the demons themselves. One of the most important tools in reclaiming the past is also one of the greatest losses in the wake of the Cataclysm: magic. The stories from the time before say that magic used to be widespread, powerful, and easy to call upon. It was as much a part of life as breathing. But now, with the influx of otherworldly energies, the ability to harness magic has been devastated. It made the energy of the world unstable, and it acts as an interference to those who try to use it. While there once was a time when a wizard could just reach out with their will, say a few words, and blast a bolt of fire, now that same spell might take hours to safely prepare, with the practitioner having to filter out all the unnecessary and interfering energies, or else it could become an unstable reaction that could result in their own death or worse. There is a workaround. and that is arcane marks. These are individual spells, unlike full spheres, and they are inscribed to the body, allowing quick access to that magic. But it's a difficult process that wears down the body. Because of this, most mages are only able to inscribe 1 or 2 spells before they are at risk of dying. Most early ends in the world of Fermata come down to 3 causes: magic gone wrong, disease and malnutrition, or demons. And demons come in many different forms, but usually fit certain families, the most common of which are called red fiends. Red-skinned, horned humanoids who act as the rank and file in the front lines. Basically the classic depiction of demons or devils. They utilize magic, weapons, and other mundane tactics such as fear and sabotage in their goal of obliterating the remnants of humanity. And there are many other types, but they are less common and often remain in their respective territories. Because of this, any who join the fight against the demons go through extensive training and study to recognize them and quickly be prepared for how to counter them. Knowledge of the demons is one of the greatest weapons at humanity's disposal. There are entire undercity districts that are devoted to the study of them, using whatever they can scavenge from the front lines. The front lines are the region most heavily populated by demons, a swath of land that extends from the boundaries of all known cities. Forces are permanently stationed there from each city to prevent the demons from flooding over into the region. Remnants of the old world act as permanent markers and sometimes as the basis for fortifications into the Shadowlands. Aqueducts, old temples, and forgotten caches are sought out due to their longevity and the secrets that might be found within them. One of the biggest questions about the old world is, how did such a powerful civilization fall overnight? Finding that answer, learning about what the demons exploited to gain such a foothold in the world so quickly, that's the pinnacle of what they need. The hope is that understanding this weakness will help them fix it, and maybe even discover a weakness of the demonic horde. And that's sort of the whole gist of what humanity is trying to do. They are trying to uncover and recover the secrets of the past, always searching for something, anything, to give them an edge, reclaiming the old world and driving the demons back from whence they came.